Hi.
Hello.
Hi. How was your day?
It's been all right. It's kind of cloudy over here. How was yours?
Pretty good. It is cloudy though. Did you see Grand Perez?
I did.
How was it?
I did. He came to my hometown
Mhm.
and the tickets were only $45. So I was like, I have to go. And the crowd, it wasn't that big of a crowd as I thought it would be, but he was so good. I recommend it. Him and his team go like all out. I
Really? Oh
swear. Yeah. It was
my
really fun. My fellow Filipino king.
God. My king, my king.
So
Um,
excited. But yeah.
yeah. Okay. Well, thank you for applying to be on the 2025 and 2026 Midwest Association of Filipino Americans Executive Board. We really appreciate it. I know it's like a long process, so we truly appreciate it. So I'm just gonna explain the interview process really quick, and then I'll ask if you have any questions. So for the interview process, you will have 5 minutes to read your speech, which we will give you 1 minute and a 30-second warning in the chat, and then I'll say time. After that, we'll give you a few moments, to breathe. And then there'll be a 5-minute Q&A session, and then you'll be all done. So, do you have any questions?
Um, no, not really.
No? All right. And then, what position are you running for?
I'm running for cultural liaison, which is the secretary for Mafa.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you don't have any questions, um, I'll start the timer and then whenever you're ready.
All right. Hi, my name is Aria Garcia. My pronouns are they, them, and I'm a fourth year at Ohio State University, and I'm running for the position of liaison for Mafa. If you choose me as cultural liaison, you will choose someone who is passionate about spreading the word of Filipino culture across the Midwest. I'm the type of person who loves talking to people and is willing to go above and beyond to make sure that MAFA becomes a bigger, well-known organization than before. Although I don't have much experience in being an e-board member, I would like to advocate myself as a candidate worthy to become cultural liaison. With my abilities to write from my journalism major and my professional writing minor, I can relay information from anyone across the board. Not only do I have writing skills, but I also have a lot of communication skills that could help with the team and talking to other organizations outside of MAFA. I would I want to work with external organizations to make a better connection with them to make MAFA even an even stronger organization than before. One of my ideas to make improvements to on the website specifically and to is to have external organizations more involved. I was also inspired by older ideas from the last cultural liaison, Elise, when she pointed out having a Mafa blog. I think it would be a great idea if we actually revamp the blog and have external organizations have the external organizations have their own spotlight page within the blog so they can promote their own organization while also being part of MAFA. If we bring this back to, it would be another way to promote the organization's cultural events and make it a central website for everyone to look at. In a sense, it could be easier not only MAFA to promote their own events, but for other organizations to promote their own so they can get more external organizations to come to their own events. If we bring back the blog, we can also have external organizations talk about their reason of joining MAFA and have quotes from other e-board members of why their organization decided to join MAFA and why other organizations should too. This is only a few of my ideas that I would make if I was cultural liaison chair. All in all, I want MAFA to be more of a well-known organization that other Midwest Filipino organizations can rely on. If you choose me as cultural liaison, I will find other ways to promote Filipino culture and improve MAFA's traction to make it even more well-known than before. Thank you for listening, and please vote for me, Aria Garcia, as cultural liaison. Thank you for listening.
Yeah, you did really well. Good job.
Thanks.
All right. Do you need like a little breather, like sip of water?
Um, no, I'm good.
Oh,
I'm good.
all right. So we can go on to our 5-minute Q&A session, which Nick, Janessa, Clarissa, or Ange will be asking you guys questions. Yep. And so whenever Nick starts, I'll start the timer.
So my first question to you is, what are some ways you would change or modify the newsletter so schools can benefit from it the most?
Some ways that I would change it, like I said, it involves more of the blog. And I think I noticed that you guys started to do this spotlight for each of the schools. I think we could do that more, but for the whole month. When I noticed for the newsletters, you guys do like monthly or weekly newsletters. If we do a spotlight for each school for the month and talk about what they do and almost have like a chance for them to talk about what events they specifically have. So having a little page and showing that they have an event coming up, or if Barrio is happening or their cultural night is still up, I think it would have more traction for everyone to promote their own um their own events while also being part of Mafa.
Um, Great speech. My next question for you is what ideas do you have for promoting cultural awareness or cultural education?
Some ideas. It's literally just revamping the blog. I noticed the last cultural liaison talked about this blog that you guys have, and I think it's a great idea. It's just it needs to be, for one thing, revamped, but also revived since it wasn't used as much. I think it would be best um if we find a way to promote it through not only emails but also Instagram, and to use that as the central central website for Mafa to show off the cultural their cultural fun facts or something like that. It could be it could also be the website, but I think if we use like a blog, more of a day-to-day, like things that are happening day to day for every school, it would promote and entice people more because news happens. I noticed for as a journalism major, news happens every day. And I think if we take all the external organizations and ask if there's anything happening, and if I communicate as cultural liaison, if I become that, I would communicate to everyone and see if there's news happening and use it as a newsletter almost, or a way to promote and to educate.
I'm Julie, and I'll be asking your last question. How do you plan to discuss and promote awareness of difficult and heavy topics on Filipinx issues within our community?
The way I would approach that would definitely be professionally, but also education wise. I would view it as more of an educational lesson for everyone, and I would want to like do my research first before anything. If it's something that is heavy and everyone has has opinions on, I think the best way to approach it is to not have bias towards it, because what I've learned from being a reporter for my newspaper at OSU is that we're here to relay on information, and but not as much as put in a side, because if we put in a side for one side and not the other side, there's always going to be some some part of where people are not going to like it. So I think being unbiased and saying what is happening and that maybe we want to be a part of it, maybe not, but also communicating with the president or the other board members to see their own opinion and see how we approach it. But for me, I would choose to be more unbiased and more informational and doing research before posting anything out online.
Okay, perfect. Yay. Alrighty. So we're done with your interview. So thank you again for applying for a Mafa board. So you did amazing with your speech and your answers. So we're gonna give you another round of applause.
Thanks,
Yeah.
yeah.
Amazing. All right. I know it's kind of hard, like with asking like questions or being asked questions on the spot. So, but you did really well. Um, so I'm just gonna explain the next steps after this. So, we're gonna be interviewing the next other applicants until June 4th. So Mafa members and organizations, they get allotted 1 vote, and Mafa e-board members get allotted 2 votes, and we'll be voting from June 8th to the 4th. And for those running unopposed, they must receive 2/3 of the vote to be elected. And then the results of elections will be emailed on June 15th. So yeah, do you have any questions?
No. I'm just glad I got it over with.
I know it's over.
I literally thought it was at 1 o'clock my time because I'm Eastern Standard. No, it's 2 o'clock or 2:30 for me. So I was like, oh, okay. But thank you all for interviewing me and listening in on my yap session, I guess.